Do you like ghost videos? Well, that's too bad, because all we do on this channel is debunk them. So, we're going to do that right now. My name is Nick, this is You Don't Scare Me. Let's get started.
Recently resurfaced CCTV footage, reportedly captured in March 2019, is leaving viewers thoroughly creeped out.
Last time we saw this clip, it was actually a theater, not a funeral home, so we're already off to a great start.
In the eerie video, a security guard is seen quietly performing his nightly patrols in a funeral parlor.
Usually on this channel, we start by pointing out the inconsistencies of the story, and I gotta say, I've never heard of a security guard in a funeral home.
Everything seems routine at first as he calmly walks through the empty main hall, but then something genuinely chilling unfolds.
Normally a security guard would just turn on the lights, you know, the ones up here. The light switch is over here. I don't know why he didn't just turn on the lights. He's using his cell phone as a flashlight. You know, security guards usually have a standalone flashlight. They're not supposed to have their phones on them at all, regardless. I mean, that's neither here nor there, but if he was actually a security guard, he would have just turned on the lights. Furthermore, when the kid comes running in, he looks back at the kid. He knows the kid's there. It's his kid.
Suddenly, a young boy dressed entirely in white seems to appear out of nowhere.
You see, that's the funny thing about infrared. He's not wearing white. He could be wearing any color. It's because it's infrared. These aren't NIR compliant clothing. So every piece of fabric is going to appear in white. You've been doing this long enough. You should have been able to figure that out by now. Right, dumbass?
Dashing quickly across the room behind the oblivious guard. What's even more unsettling is that the guard doesn't react at all. He doesn't seem to see or notice the mysterious child.
Except he did. Look, right there. See? He turns his head back. He's not looking down the chairs. He's not looking down the chairs. No. He's looking at the child. He's looking over his shoulder at the child. Hey, bud, how's it going? Why aren't you with your mom? It's his kid. This isn't a funeral parlor. Plain and simple. And you know what? Even more so, even if it is a funeral parlor, most of the funeral parlors are attached to somebody's personal address, personal home. They live and operate a funeral parlor. That might sound crazy to you, but that's just the way it is a lot of the time.
Moments later, the boy vanishes completely from view.
I think you're using the term vanish really broadly here because he just runs out of the left side of the scene. He leaves the way he came.
Later, when questioned about the footage, the guard confirmed he hadn't seen or heard anything unusual during his shift.
And about that too, I think that it's highly unlikely that you actually spoke to the security guard at all. This is probably some like random found footage on another website that you've just applied a new story to. That's surprisingly common in the paranormal community.
It wasn't until a colleague showed him the disturbing CCTV footage that the guard realized he'd apparently shared the room with a ghostly child. Since the video's emergence, viewers have been deeply unsettled, with many convinced this could be genuine paranormal evidence, especially considering the spooky setting of a funeral home.
See, that's the thing. You applied a story to it. Look, this is from 2015. This was 10 years ago. Do you really think anybody has the original story at this point? Furthermore, why are you even featuring this? I'm pretty sure I saw this in your video many times.
So who was this child seen running through an empty funeral parlor late at night? As always, I'll leave it up to you. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below.
So that's the first clip. What do you think? Do you think it's actually a ghost child? Leave a comment down below if you think so, but personally, I think it's just his child. Moving on.
Tragedy at a stop on the nationwide tour of the supposedly possessed Annabelle doll.
Had to know this one was going to come up eventually.
One of the doll's handlers found dead in his hotel room at the age of 54.
On July 17, 2025, the paranormal community was stunned by the sudden death of Dan Rivera, a leading paranormal investigator and official handler of the infamous Annabelle doll.
Seeing as how this video is going to come out multiple weeks after the possibility of an actual autopsy result, I'm going to go ahead and tell you this now. This is my bet. I bet he died of a heart attack. And I don't think it's suspicious at all.
A figure surrounded by decades of supernatural claims, death and controversy. Rivera had been touring the country, showcasing Annabelle, when tragedy struck unexpectedly. While staying at a hotel during the doll's nationwide exhibition tour, Rivera was found dead at the age of 54.
It sucks. I'm sure he was a fantastic person. And I think part of him, I think he's probably pretty pleased that these were the circumstances of his death. I know that sounds really weird, but it's like me. I don't want to die like everybody else, you know, in a hospital bed or in my own bed or something like that. I want to die doing something hilariously stupid. It's long since been my goal that I would get to a ripe old age, and after all of my family have passed before me, I would go and fist fight bears until one of them killed me, likely the first one. Imagine that, seeing the newspaper. Ex-YouTuber fist fights bear and loses. Everybody be like, what an idiot. But those of you who are watching the videos now, you'll know. You'll know it was planned.
Authorities reported no suspicious circumstances surrounding his death, yet the eerie timing and connection to Annabelle sent shockwaves through the paranormal community, rekindling fears and fascination about the doll's supposed powers.
There is something to be said about the possibility, not the possibility, but about the theater of these particular cases happening. The problem that I have, the primary problem that I have with a lot of these situations when people are talking about cursed items like James Dean's car and, well, I guess the Annabelle doll are the only two that come to mind right now, but I know there's a lot more than that. Leave a comment down below if you know of any specific case, and maybe I'll cover them in a video. Just random cursed items. That would be pretty interesting, wouldn't it? Regardless, a lot of the times when somebody is unfortunately removed from existence by events during or after, or sometimes even before interacting with these cursed objects, it's really tempting to ascribe the dearly departed's departure with the paranormal event. And to a lot of people, that's comforting. But you have to realize that a lot of these people have comorbidities and, you know, live in areas that are, you know, accident prone. So also the structural integrity of the vehicular parts from James Dean's car, little bastard, is probably suspect. You know, you crashed a car and the parts are being put in other cars, and then those cars crash because that part failed. Put two and two together and stop selling broken parts. But particularly with the Annabelle doll, everybody who had been in an accident after the Annabelle doll, there was one particular case, I can't remember the name. Lady goes and sees Annabelle. She does the things that you're not supposed to do, opens the display case and insults the doll, and then they say that she died in a car accident. However, they fail to mention that that car accident happened 9 months after. I don't know if revenge is a dish best served over a very long period of time, but 9 months seems like a natural fall-off range for possessed dolls' interactions with other vehicles. Furthermore, it fails to mention the fact that the driver of the other vehicle was drunk and did not die, because drunk drivers rarely do.
The notorious Annabelle doll first came to global attention through the chilling investigations of renowned paranormal experts Ed and Lorraine Warren, whose stories inspired the Conjuring films. The Warrens repeatedly warned that the doll, allegedly possessed by a malevolent entity, should never be handled directly or removed from its protective, blessed case.
What, that box? It looks like it's a piece of glass and a door that's been applied to a applewood crate that you've, I don't know, gel stained a dark walnut?
Dan Rivera had previously tried to reassure the public when earlier this year viral online rumors spread claiming the haunted doll had mysteriously vanished from its secure display at the Warrens Occult Museum.
Well, seeing as how that video there specifically states that Annabelle is not missing and was never in Chicago, I'm going to go ahead and assume that that's already been debunked. Or it was used particularly to drum up business for the upcoming Annabelle tour.
In a widely shared TikTok post, Rivera himself had confirmed that Annabelle remains safely locked away. Now, following his sudden death, that reassurance feels especially eerie.
Does it? Does it really?
Tony Spira, current overseer of Annabelle and protege of the Warrens,
Oh, this ought to be good.
has urged caution and respect for the doll, stating it should never be underestimated or treated as a joke.
And now a comedian owns it.
Online commenters echoed similar sentiments following Rivera's passing, with one particularly poignant remark stating, Ed and Lorraine Warren clearly said to never, ever, ever open the case. They also said never to touch the doll either. People really do lack common sense. While authorities have not officially linked Rivera's death to anything paranormal, the tragedy has undeniably reignited intense speculation and unease surrounding Annabelle's supposed powers.
It's going to be a mundane cause. Not spectacular, not crazy. It's going to be a heart attack or a stroke or some other basic, normal cause of death. It will not be something like, I don't know, they found his stomach in his brain and his brain where his ass should be. You know what I mean? It's not going to be anything like that. He likely just had a stroke from having one too many honey crawlers. If you don't know what that is, it's like a tractor tire donut dipped in honey.
So, could this tragedy truly be tied to Annabelle's infamous curse, or is it merely a haunting coincidence?
Now, while the second clip wasn't actually a paranormal clip in general, it was still a story that I felt like it would be important to cover because I don't believe in the paranormal, so I understand that these kinds of things happen and they're mundane. One of the people who's going to comment on this video, if you actually see it, is going to say, they never found the Annabelle doll in the hotel room. That's because the Annabelle doll was not in the hotel room. It was in the van, or the truck that was moving the Annabelle doll from station to station. He was on a road trip, stuck in a hot car, or a cold car if it had air conditioning, eating junk food, fast food, on his trek across America while he brought the Annabelle doll from where it was to where it's going, and then he was going to bring it back to where it had been. I was a truck driver. You don't get to choose healthy food. You can. I mean, obviously, you can choose healthy food, but none of us do. We just go and pick up everything that tastes good. A&W. You get some Burger King. Get some, you know, Dairy Queen. Sometimes they make chili dogs. They're pretty good. Or you just stop off at a 7-Eleven or a Circle K or a Max Milk and you just grab a couple taquitos or a couple hot dogs. You know what I mean? You're not exactly eating healthy. You're also not getting fitness because you're sitting in the car. Those who drive 24/7 for their job, they're not very healthy, and they likely always die of heart attacks or strokes at very young ages. If this man was on a road trip and he was eating a bunch of unhealthy food and he wasn't exercising or he wasn't able to balance his diet properly, it's no wonder he died. Couple that with the possibility that he might be knocking back a couple cold ones every time he stops at a hotel. I don't know what kind of a person he was, but everyone's allowed to enjoy themselves. But the point is, I don't think that anything paranormal was happening. It's unfortunate that he passed. It's very sad. It's sad for his family. It's not paranormal. People die all the time. It's almost never a ghost. Almost.
Several years ago, TikTok user Celeste.Rojas19 shared some deeply unsettling footage captured inside a hospital in Itagua, Paraguay.
I want to be mad respectful to other countries' capabilities and infrastructure, but this does not look like a good hospital. I know that it is a hospital due to the bump crash cart thingies on the side of the wall, so that when they push the gurney against the wall, it doesn't pop through the drywall. But look at that floor. Atrocious.
In 2022, Celeste often visited this hospital to check on her younger brother, who was hospitalized at the time. During these visits, she began noticing inexplicable events and decided to start recording. In the first clip, Celeste bravely explores the hospital's old basement morgue.
That's better. That tracks. I mean, you know, you're not going to hurt somebody putting a gurney over the, crappy floor if they're, already dead.
The eerie setting alone is enough to send chills down your spine.
I guess.
But it's the events she captures next that truly stand out. Celeste captures the exact moment a hospital trolley begins to slowly move forward entirely on its own.
Dude, it came from around the corner. You can't see if anybody pushed the gurney out from behind the wall. See? It comes from behind here. Somebody's likely back there. Don't try to bullshit me about that. It's probably her little brother or somebody else who's trying to help her make a ghost video. I mean, it's already weird that she's just walking around downstairs filming. I mean, I understand that kids are kids and they, film shit randomly, I guess, if she is a kid. But the whole thing just kind of lines up too perfectly. And because the gurney comes from around the corner, it's even less likely to be anything paranormal. Just an unleveled floor or somebody behind the corner just pushing the gurney out. Specifically to make the ghost video. Do I even need to say anything at all? See, here's the thing. Continuity. Continuity is a bitch. Let me tell you something. The very first clip you saw in this video was from 3 days ago. About a quarter of the way into the video was yesterday. Now it's today. 3 days I filmed over this video. This video is filmed over 3 days. And if I didn't tell you right now, you'd think I did this all in one shot. I just put the same shirt back on. I'm not even wearing the same pants.
But the third clip is perhaps the most disturbing of all.
Did you see the cut here? I don't know why you'd need to cut 2 seconds out. If it's for time-saving purposes, 2 seconds is negligible. So it's likely that somebody's pushed the button to open the door, open the elevator door, and it was closing too quickly for the video, so they had to start the video again and have her push the button, or have her brother push the button so that they can have it close at the right time. You can tell because she keeps looking back over at the door multiple times because she's not exactly sure when it's going to close. So she just had to keep looking back over at it. So if you look at it like this, she's given the person enough time. So somebody's definitely standing behind this machine here, right? And the amount of time that she spends aimed directly on it, blocking our view from beside the machine, it seems like there's plenty of time for the person to get out from behind the machine and run all the way around to the other side behind her. Because the video is so quiet, that makes it probable that the boy or whoever's actually helping her with this ghost video is likely in socks or something right now. But this could also explain the cut earlier, because maybe she turned the camera too far over and caught a glimpse of him. Maybe it was continuous, and they cut the part where you saw the boy in. That actually seems really likely now, doesn't it?
They begin rolling and shifting across the floor without any apparent intervention, seemingly guided by a powerful yet invisible force.
Ooh, super spooky, right? There's no way that wasn't paranormal. See the cut here? That's a cut. Right there. That's a cut. Well, that's going to do it for today's video. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, like the video. If you want to see more of the videos, hit subscribe and watch one of these two videos over in that direction. Check out our merch store, ydsmstore.ca. Check out our Discord on our channel memberships, and join the ever-growing spooky community where we debunk ghost videos in real time and discuss ghost videos and share memes. It's a lot of fun. Check it out. It's in our memberships. See you tomorrow. Love you. Bye.